Grand Rising, everybody. Happy holidays. And to everyone who sees this video, whenever you see it, do me a favor, drop your city and your state. Definitely let me know where you're tuning in from. Sorry about that. I'm almost never totally prepared. So I'm going to share this to one of our groups, and then I'm going to get started with the conversation at hand. So hope you guys are having a good holiday. Hope you had a good holiday. And this video, I think, is going to be a timeless video. I think it's going to be a timeless video because what I'm going to talk about is going to pertain to a lot of small businesses and and large businesses for that matter. So give me 1 second as I share this live. If I can find it. Here we go. And if y'all could share it, I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate if you guys share the live because this is going to help, I believe, a lot of customers kind of understand how it is and what it looks like to be a small business owner and the challenges that we face as a small business owner. So I don't have any notes, so it's going to be a challenge for me to stay on task, but I'm going to do my best to stay on task. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't really celebrate holidays, but at the same time, I know that's the time that a lot of people are off work, and that's the only time that people really have that opportunity to spend with their family. But anyway, so the title of this video is "Our Small Business is a Slave to Social Media." Now that might hit differently for some people, and some people may just totally ignore the video. But I'm going to explain to you what I mean by our small business being a slave to social media. So as a small business, and I just recently made a post, as a small business, it's challenging to compete or to be competitive. I don't want to say compete, but to be competitive with other companies and larger companies. But I made this post, and the question I asked was, do you feel that some single owner small businesses are creating unrealistic expectations just to get customers' businesses? For example, single owners may not be able to offer samples due to financial and inventory restrictions, yet many do, which only makes customers expect the same across the board. This is a fact. 70% of small businesses are owned and operated by a single person, making it nearly impossible to offer the same or similar perks or services as larger companies. Our company is a slave to social media. And we want to stay relevant, and we want to stay within the times. Actually, we want to stay ahead of the times. But it's a challenge as a smaller business to make that balance, right? So I hadn't gone live. I hadn't gone live since Tuesday, 2 days before Thanksgiving. And as a small business who's trying to grow their business, that can be an eternity. That can be a lifetime. First, it started off as, hey, I wasn't feeling well. And it went on into Wednesday and Thursday. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to take a break from posting. I'm going to take a break from posting on social media because it can be so exhausting. And then I got kind of happy inside. I mean, I was really happy inside because I didn't feel the burden of posting. I didn't feel the burden of being in front of a camera. I didn't feel the burden of having to always put on a smile. I didn't feel the burden of having to, as some people say, put on. I'm gonna tell you, as small businesses, we create unrealistic expectations, and customers continue to want more and more and more. and they want us to be the Walmart or the Target or the Best Buy or the Home Depot or the Lowe's. So it started off as I wasn't feeling well, is why I wasn't going live. And then it turned into a bit of a social experiment. And I wanted to see how many people would still watch our Facebook, how many people would still comment on our TikTok, how many people would still watch our YouTube videos. And the truth of the matter is, and I already knew that, the answer, views go down when you're not in front of people's faces on social media as a small business owner, as a content creator, as a whatever. If you're not visibly there, people forget about you. And it's a shame because we're just like everybody else. We may be operating a business full time, but we have a life. We have family. We have other obligations. We have other responsibilities. But the other side of it is we're in service. And we've taken the position to be servants of the public through whatever products or services that we offer. But it's not that we're in competition with larger companies. Rather, we're in competition to keep our customers' attention. And that can be the most depressing, most frustrating, most, I don't know, man. It makes you mad sometimes. So if you don't go live for your business, if you're not a content creator, then you won't understand what I'm saying. If you're on the other side of the camera all the time, then you won't understand what I'm saying. See, some people, some small businesses are either frightened to go live, they're afraid to go live. And if they do get past the fear of going live, they're fearful of the rejection or not having, something to say that they feel is going to be relevant. And if they do get past that, then they're now faced with the mockery that comes about with the trolls and any other potential customers, because potential customers troll too. So now you have that, hey, the conflict of I'm human and I have feelings too. And don't catch me on a bad day because you're going to get you're going to get both barrels. Or, hey, I got to stay meek and mild because if I say the wrong thing, then I'm going to run off a potential customer. And you know that we live in a world right now to where we love to cancel. We love canceling folks. We will go out on a march to cancel a small business, but we will not stop shopping big business. We will go out on a march to cancel small business, but we will not stop overpaying. We will not stop buying things that we don't need. It's funny how we as customers are, as people are, how we think. It's funny. So we will feel like we can affect, and you can, a small business, but with that same energy and that same power, we won't join together, support a small business on their social media platforms, and do business with small businesses who are doing good business, great business. Instead, we will put them in a position or a place to where we expect the same out of them that we expect out of large companies. Example, as I stated when I read the social media post that I made, small business owners may not have the ability to offer samples. Small business owners may not have the ability to offer lower prices or bulk purchasing or wholesale options. But it doesn't stop customers from asking and then blasting that company because they're disappointed because someone said, no, I don't do that. Small businesses do more explaining than actual complaining. I'll say that one again. We do more explaining about how we operate our business than we actually complain. Because even as this video is going to be hopefully circulating, hopefully somebody's sharing the video. And if you're not following us on our YouTube channel, it's the blank spot. Facebook, it's the blank spot. TikTok, the blank spot. But someone's going to hear this video, going to see this video, and they're going to say, hey, you know what? Just stop complaining. You decided to start a business. It's your responsibility. And you're absolutely right. We decided to start a business. We decided to be faithful to ourselves, to do our best to build something for ourselves. We chose not to go the job route. So yeah, it's our responsibility to make it work. But it's that balance. And we get so many customers or potential customers who just don't understand. And also other small businesses. So I'm gonna share something with you. I make a post, and this is what gurus are not telling you guys as a small business owner. Okay. Gurus, business coaches, content creators, craft content creators, anyone in your field, in your lane, they're not telling you the things that you need to know. They're not going to talk about this because let's be honest, nobody wants to hear about the heartaches and the uphill battles. Everyone wants to hear how smooth it is. I can show you how to make 6 figures, 7 figures. I can show you how to become wealthy. That's the stories that people want to hear. But this is the real part of business. On a Sunday morning, the Sunday after the Thanksgiving, not being live since Tuesday, not going live since Tuesday, looking at our Facebook, our YouTube, our TikTok stats go down because we're not in your face. It's funny because it seems that even smaller businesses that are not going live, even smaller businesses that are not building the business in that way, excuse me, many of them are just looking for entertainment. You can't find yourself you can't put yourself in the same category as other people. If you are a business, if you're a business owner, if you're trying to grow your business, you have to learn how to separate yourself from regular people because you ain't regular. I'm gonna say that. You're not, if you're operating a business right now, I don't care who gets upset, I don't care who gets mad, take it how you want to take it. But if you are operating a business right now, you are not regular. Why do I say that? Because it takes a different type of personality. It takes a different drive. It takes different goals. It takes different vision, different focus to say that I'm gonna go against the grain and I'm going to do something out of the norm, out of the ordinary. There's nothing wrong with a job. Be thankful for your job. Many of you guys have heard me say that before. Be thankful for your job. Just don't be satisfied. But when a job is done with you, as many people saw during the government shutdown that lasted over 40 days, when a job is done with you, or as many people saw during the pandemic, it's done. It's not your job. But as a small business owner, we create jobs for ourselves. We forge roads. We create lanes where there are none, or we make people move over and we make our own lane. That's what a small business is about. But many people who display success in their business won't talk about this because it's not appetizing to the mind. It's not appealing to the ears. So it started off as me being sick. Then it turned into a social experiment, one that I already knew the outcome. How long can I go without going live to where my views go down? How long can I not go live before our sales go down? It's not that people don't know that we're in business, and it's not your responsibility to share our stuff. It's not your responsibility. Don't get it twisted, guys. I ask you to share. We ask you to share. It's not your responsibility. It's our responsibility to market. It's our responsibility to advertise. It's our responsibility to share, and we want to grow, so we have to be able to do that. Here's the thing. Most small businesses don't know how to market. We had to learn how to market. Most small businesses don't know how to create or write ads. We're still trying to, I don't want to say perfect it, but get better at writing ads. And even if we are good at marketing, even if we are good at creating ads, we create a topic, we create a subject to talk about, we create a call to action, meaning that, hey, this is the product that we have. If you want this product, this is what you need to do to acquire this product. We placed all of our social media, all of our business access to our business, to our website, all that stuff. We placed all that stuff on our social media. And it's funny because no matter how much we place it on there, no matter how many calls to action that we create, don't you know that people still will not do their due diligence and find you? We still find ourselves spending more time in front of the screen than we do building our business. So it doesn't really matter as a small business. If you run an ad that's successful, people are still going to comment on the ad, how do I get it? Instead of clicking the button to shop now. People are still going to comment on the ad, how much does it cost? Instead of clicking on the shop now button to see how much it costs. People are still going to ask you questions like, well, what's the longevity of it? How long does it last? How many washes can it take? People are still going to not want to try your product because the unrealistic expectations that has been created by other small businesses. And then the comparison that many customers have made are, comparing us to larger companies. See, larger supplier companies can give out samples without it hurting because they have a larger budget, have a larger inventory. But a smaller company, and I want you guys to think about this, don't find yourselves trying to compete with big business and end up not being in business, all because a handful of people said you should give out samples. No, you as a customer should buy it and try it. You should follow the recommended instructions for use, operation, and wear, and then you should try it for yourselves. We still end up answering questions. We still end up being in front of this thing way more than we should. And it's because of the type of world that we live in. It's because of the treatment that we have been given, not us, but as a person. And then it's because of the upbringing. It's because of the world. We were taught to go to school, make good grades, and get a good job. We are still being guided down a road to where we're not thinking for ourselves. And it's funny, but it's sad. These are all the challenges that small businesses have. Once again, if you're just jumping on, this is the Blank Spot. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Eric. This is the Blank Spot. We are a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. And this is our business media pages. These are our business media pages. The content is not going to be popular. I'm not sitting here talking about another company down the street who did me wrong, or I'm not sitting there talking about my personal life and what me and my family is doing. So this may not be concerning to you. This may not be exciting to you. This won't get the views that it deserves because of you, the people who follow us, the people who see this, the people who relate to this information won't share it because we are afraid of one person appearing to be bigger than somebody else. I'm gonna go to that route now. Most people don't mind you doing good or you doing well. I guess that's better English. as long as you're not doing better than them. It's funny. All these things we struggle with in small business. Once again, conversations that need to be had, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, are conversations like this, especially for small businesses and also for customers. Because if you are a customer of ours, whether you are an end user customer or whether you are a small business that we supply to, I want you to think about how your customers react to you not being live. I want you to think about how your customers react to you not being visible and accessible. Humans need to have that touchy-feely type relationship. We need to feel like we can reach out and touch. That's why when we purchase from companies like Amazon, we can just pick up the phone and call them or email them if there's a problem, right? Wrong. You can't. If you purchase something from a company like Amazon, you're going to get an AI response. You may get a response via email, but you have to understand that you're not talking to Amazon in itself. You're talking to vendors that are on Amazon, and Amazon blocks all communications. So we're shopping blindly on marketplace platforms, and we have no problem with shopping blindly, but we expect small business owners to be accessible, even through the holidays, even through high traffic times on the weekends, after hours. I wish I could comfortably share some of the emails that we get from some of our potential customers. Some of the ridiculous requests and some of the ridiculous comments that we get from people. People needing to tell us that they're not going to shop with us because they couldn't find something on the platform. Or people saying, hey, I took something out of the cart because it costs too much. Do you think we care? But we have to read and address every email, and we have to do our best to respond to every comment, because if not, that cancel society comes out. Some people say there's no such thing as bad publicity. Publicity is publicity, and any publicity is good publicity, but that's not true. We are the worst enemies of ourselves. And we sit back and we allow larger companies, big businesses, big box companies to control our dollar. We sit back and we allow them to say, hey, well, you know what? Inflation, it is what it is. But when a small business says, hey, it's inflation, it is what it is, I'm canceling you. I'm not going to shop with you. We're not competing against big businesses. We're competing against you. And it shouldn't be an us small businesses against each other. It shouldn't be small businesses against customers. It shouldn't be us against them. It should be a small business against larger companies. That's what it should be. We operate 70%. Well, let me reread that. We make up single owners. And I'm going to read this again so y'all can understand what I'm trying to say and the point I'm trying to make. 70% of small businesses are owned and operated by a single person. Why does it have to be us against you if you're a small business if you're a one person single owner? It started off as me being sick, not feeling well, and it turned into an experiment. And I got to say, man, it felt good not going live. It doesn't matter how smoothly it seems that it goes. It doesn't matter how how calm we may seem to be, how much we flow, is stressful. And how do we fix it? Where are the gurus right now? Where are all the 7, 8, 9 figure people right now? Even as they talk about AI, somebody still has to put their hands on it and operate it. And many small businesses don't have the time. And if they do, they don't have the budget. Yeah, there's something that we can do. We could take it one day at a time. We could take it one step at a time. But sometimes it just feels like we take one step forward and we take 3, 4, 5 steps backwards. All because of the lack of support that we get on these platforms. We've got over 85,000 followers on Facebook. And I'm thankful. It's crazy. Never in a million years would I have thought that we would even be close to that. Now, most of those people who are following, they're not following. They're not locked into what we're doing, and we understand that. We got over 30,000 on TikTok. Those are bots. They're not following. The numbers look good. We got almost 7,500 on YouTube. Short of 2,000 on IG. And some of those people are repeats. Some of them are individuals. What I'm saying is, with all those followers, with all those subscribers, with all those people who say that they're locked in, small businesses still have to be in your face. We're still required to be here. Because if not, we're yesterday's news. Why do you think content creators are always coming out with something new? They spend hours upon hours upon hours. Women getting their makeup together, for the most part. Men making sure they're groomed and have on decent, attire. All that time prepping to get in front of a camera to get some likes. Hell, many of them don't even have products. Their product is this and their appearance. They don't have anything else. Where are those gurus at that's going to tell you how to market? Now, for those of you who stand by, I'm just going to use word of mouth, this doesn't even apply to you. I'm not even talking to you. Because word of mouth means that you're content with what you're doing. You're happy where you are. But for those of you who are looking to build a business, for those of you who are looking to grow, for those of you who are wanting to expand and stretch out to have more, to be more, don't let yourself get chained to social media. Don't become a slave to social media. Find that balance. Find that marketing, advertising, building your business balance. Because it's easy to get sucked in by customers wanting more, expecting more, but not offering anything. It's easy to attract no nonsense, or how can I phrase this? It's easy to attract non-customers because of the reality that we've created as business owners, especially in this field, that we have to show everything, we have to give everything before somebody buys something. They have to test it, yada, 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 so on and so forth. If you want to try it, buy it. If it doesn't work, if you have a business, that just means you invested in your company. It's platforms like Amazon that's created this facade that if you don't like it, you can send it back. Small businesses can't operate like that. That's hijacking. That's theft. People just send stuff back just because they can. I tried it, I didn't like it. or I tried it, I used it, it didn't work. So there's no repercussions, there's no accountability, there's no responsibility for the customer. Small businesses, you cannot act like that. You will run yourself out of business. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to operate. I'm not here to tell you how to run your business, but I'm just sharing with you from our perspective. Where are the gurus that's telling you this side of the story? It's all about content creation at the end of the day. We have to create content so someone will want to trust us, so someone will want to buy our products or use our services. Trust is built two ways. It's built face-to-face with constant interaction, or it's built through social media platforms. Either way, consistency. When you see that commercial run, when you see that product being used over and over again, when you see that thing pop up on your feed, on your timeline constantly, it's sending signals to your brain. And even if you've eaten and you see a food commercial, it's making you want it. That's a science. That's also a manipulation. If we were to do that as a small business, the conversation would be different. It would be totally different. These are the struggles that we run into. These are the struggles that we have. If we're not live in your face, that bell on Shopify is not going off. If we're not constantly advertising and trying to meet and find new customers, people are not sharing our products. Not saying the people that are on here, because folks are not thinking like that. They buy what they want, they go on about their business. If they want some more, they'll come back. The fear of someone saying, hey, I am not going to share what you have because I want to keep you to myself, it's ridiculous. But these are the things that we face on a regular basis. So we're looking for a balance. We're looking for a way to break the chains of social media. And I don't know how to do it. Because like anything else, once you start it and create that platform, once you create that environment, it's hard to kind of go away from it. If it was working, I wouldn't have an issue with it. I didn't say if it was working the way I wanted it to work. If it was working, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with it. But it's really not working. After 4.5 years, it's really not working. After rebuilding and restructuring, reorganizing, pivoting, it's still not working. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, in 2026, you guys can see us doing different things so we can get different results. The live was intended to bring awareness to you if you're a small business owner, if you're a single owner. Can't do what big business does. You don't have the budget. You don't have a blank check to write. If you decide to keep on giving stuff out for free shipping, samples, if you can afford to do it, do it. But if you look at your bottom line and you see that thing is bringing you in the negative and you're doing it just to get a couple of sales, ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it really worth going out of business? Is it really worth pulling your hair out? Is it really worth breaking out in hives? Is it really worth stressing yourself out to try to impress somebody who may or may not shop with you? People are going to shop with who they want to shop with based off how they look at you, based off of what they think about you. And then they may look at your product or your service. That's just how it is. They can't see the CEO of these companies. They can see you, which means they feel like they can control you. They feel like they have access to you. That's the truth. That's some type of power that the consumer feels like they have, since they can't control big business. But the funny part about it is they can control big business. You can control big business. You can shop small. You can find any way possible to shop small. You can take your dollar and you can redirect it to smaller companies. You may pay a little bit more in the beginning, but the more shopping that you do with smaller companies, if it is a responsible company, your prices will begin to drop, because that small company with that same energy is going to understand how to keep their customers. Just saying. You control what big business does. You control the narrative with your dollar. Just like you control our narrative, because without customers, we fail to exist. It's just that simple. That same energy that we have when we get upset with a small business because they're not doing what we want them to do, or they're saying stuff that we don't agree with, that same energy, imagine redirecting that as a group of individuals, as a group of consumers, and saying, hey, you know what? I'm no longer going there. I'm not going to spend my money there. I'm going to only spend with people who appreciate me. Our small business is a slave to social media. Why? Because we were sucked in. And now that we know this, we have to figure out a way to get free. One step at a time. Thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it. This is Eric coming in from the Blank Spot. We are a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Happy holidays. Like I said, this video is a timeless piece of information. Like the video, share the video. Our intent is to have 10,000 YouTube subscribers before the end of the year, and also 100,000 Facebook followers before the end of the year. Follow us, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. If you see something you like, watch it, share it, leave a comment. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I'll see each and every one of you guys at the top, because there's entirely too many people struggling at the bottom.